Hello, my All in the Cards family. This is Kazaya with All in the Cards coming to do a reading. So this reading, I am using straight tarot, right? You guys probably have been so used to me where you haven't seen me actually on the screen, right? Doing readings and so forth, right? That let me hold tight, family. Let me turn this off real fast. Okay, let me turn this off real fast. Okay, let me take these off so y'all can see my face, because sometimes it's like the glare will not allow the camera to pick up and it'll mess up the screen real bad. So I had to turn the lamp off, plus take the glasses off so it won't be a reflection. Okay. But if you are new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you for coming in and allowing me to read for you today. Here is all in the cards, honey. Well, we're going to see what's all in the cards in reference of these no king's protest. I think that's what they're calling the protest that is supposed to be the day of the 14th. Today is January 13th, 2025. Okay, that's what today's date is. But tomorrow's supposed to be these big protests all in these different states. I did another reading on what was it? Mars in Uranus, which is the energy that is very intense, and it's not a great day to be out somewhere protesting. I tell you that. So if you are planning on doing that, please go watch my warning videos. Okay, that's here on the channel, as well as on High Priestess Key 333, which is my other channel. Now, in reference of this reading, I also wanted to check in with Mr. Trump, because I seen something with him on Instagram where it looked like he was wearing some type of catheters or something like that was on his legs. They were saying because he's sick, which I've done several readings on Donald Trump, and it's here on the channel. And also a lot of them are on my Patreon, and some of them are under the world events. But majority of the ones that I have done about Donald Trump, like almost a year or so ago, stated that he wasn't gonna make it his full term. Okay. And we don't want that to happen, but ancestors advised us of that. So I wanted to kind of check in and see what's to come, specific questions in reference of this protest, as well as his birthday is tomorrow as well, which he will be 79. Okay, so let's see what's to come around his birthday, but also let's ask the question and see what's the energy for tomorrow's protest. Okay, so let's get into the messages. All right, as we come to you humbly, we ask for a hedge of protection. We also ask that you cover us while we go into the divination of the cards. Bring us clarification, confirmation, any information that you see deemed for us to have. In the name of the Most High and all of our ancestors, known and unknown, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right, so let's get to it. The No Kings protest. The No Kings protest. Okay. The No Kings protest. All right. So, yeah, it definitely looks like, the people will be out there protesting. There's still like an element of, people trying to come together, right? I do have the Ten of Cups that is here, but before that Ten of Cups, I did have the Lover's card, right? But I also have that Nine of Wands. So it's like people are going to be out there, fighting for their rights, fighting for whatever they feel like they, are to have in life. But I'm also seeing I have the Hangman and I have the Page of Swords, which is conflict. So it's going to be some things that pop up here and there. I do feel like some people are going to have run into some problems. Okay. There's going to be some states that have like, a mindful protest, right? But I also feel like that, there's some trauma behind it, right? The ancestors is definitely showing that there's a lot that is here, right? That I'm seeing in these messages. It's kind of like, it could even be some that start to, some areas that do the looting and the fire and all that again, that could happen again as well. I am seeing that some people being sacrificed, right? Some things that could go down in reference of some situations, right? Yeah. This is a lot. I still feel like, even when I pulled on it before, I still feel like the protesters and everything like that, like, are kind of sort of planned, right? I feel like it's a mission behind it, and they have one person that's in the background that is not shown, right? Bringing these things to the light, right? But this is darkness too. So it has some element of darkness to it, right? Um, I feel like that this is still going back to the energy of, there could be some death. There could be some death with that swords, right? With these swords, rather. Um, but also the death of the mind, right? And when I say that, what does that mean? You're taking the initiative to get out there and to protest, but in actuality, you could be protesting in a different way, right? Um, by putting that energy into those that truly need the energy that you put out there to protest about, right? Because you got to be able to look at this on a bigger picture, right? This is 2025 and they still have people protesting, right? And I hate to sound that way and put it that way, but the ancestors is showing it. Yeah, look, because in the background they still have people working together for your downfall, carrying you away is what a lot of things is going to happen out there. It's going to be a lot of tension, right? It's going to be a lot of tension out there is what a lot of death. 10 of swords. You got to be very careful. If you're going out there, you need to be very careful. And I got the Knight of Cups, right? And the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like people feel like they're gonna be given something. Like if they go out there, they're gonna make a difference. When in actuality, it's really things working against you already from the jump. Is what I'm feeling from this, right? Um, yeah. Because that Ten of Swords definitely shows me that there is definitely some things that are coming that could result into death. See all these people, those are people that are going to maybe even wind up losing their lives. Those butterflies or those doves that you see, those are all the lives that came out with the Ten of Swords because of their emotions. That's a big old cup, and the stance that they decide to take. And those are people between 30 and 40 years old. I feel like this is gonna create a bigger division with the Nine of Wands and the split. See? And some people are truly going to be out there they feel it, to save their family and their children. There's definitely going to be some coming together, right? Out there at first, but it's going to lead to some things that are going to cause havoc. Be careful if you're going out there of people wearing masks. Okay, I'm seeing the mask here on her eyes or the makeup or whatever, but it's really a demon. Okay, and that could be the same demon that brings the energy of death. There could be some energy around others having to help people when something chaotic breaks out, because it will be some type of breakout in this situation. And it may be women targeted. Clarity, ancestors, on the Ten of Swords for these protests. The Ten of Swords for the protests. Yeah, death. And I feel like this is like the masses coming at people with firearms, with what's the stuff that they put out there, like the smoking stuff that they put out there. This is not good. I don't even like the way this looks. So I wanted to touch on that, For people who go planning on going out and do that, now you see, right? Yeah, you may have good intentions, you and your lover, you and whoever you partnered up with. You may be even, I hope you're not taking your children out there as well, because you're going to be faced with some things. And it doesn't look great. Okay? So that is the energy tomorrow. Be very careful. Okay? Be very careful. Because Mars is squaring Uranus. I don't know how many times I can tell y'all. That's not a good thing. Okay? Let's look at Donald. Tomorrow's his birthday. What's the energy around Donald Trump and what's to come for him? Donald Trump is turning 79. What's to come and what's the energy around Donald Trump? Donald Trump and what's to come? You're going to turn 79 tomorrow. What's the energy around Donald Trump? The Six of Wands, right? Some things coming up against him. The Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Look at all that fire. Somebody could try an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. This is assassination attempt. The 6 and the 7, and look at all the fire. Look at him. Look at how he's fighting it off. And this is 13, which is death. Somebody's planning it today, is what the ancestors is saying. This is June. They've been planning it since the 7th, even until today, which 6 and 7 is 13. June 13th. From June 7th to June 13th, they've been planning all these things to come up against him. Look at all that fire. Look at how she's fighting it off. And look at this one. She's fighting it off again. That's assassination around business. Because Wands is about business action, things that you've done. And that's aggressive energy. Fast. Coming at you fast. And me and the spiritual family, we've been picking up on this for a very, very long time. Like a very long time. Like not even this year, not even like last year. We picked up on death around him many times. But of course, they have done assassination attempts on his life many of times and haven't been successful. But this one feels different because of all the fire element in Mars squares Uranus. Clarity on the Six of Wands for Donald Trump and what's to come. What's the energy around Donald Trump for his birthday tomorrow, ancestors? I don't know. Might be some type of attempt on his life this weekend, family. It's not this weekend. It's coming. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fiery attempt. Could even be weapons involved. Yeah. Here's the Knight of Wands. Here's the person. It could be a male between the age of 30 and 45. This is the demon of death. But the Knight of Swords rushing in, like I told you. Ancestors don't lie. Like shields. Yeah, the Three of Wands, they planning it out. Whew. No wonder the ancestors say, yeah. And it's going to make a female very wealthy. Maybe his wife. Wishing and hoping and praying on a star may be a reference of this situation. But she doesn't look very happy anyway. Everything here is allegedly all for entertainment purposes only. It's running down below right here on the screen. Everything is allegedly all for entertainment purposes. None of this is non-factual. But you can go back and check the readings. Okay. Clarity on Donald Trump in reference of his birthday. What's the energy around Donald Trump and his birthday? He may be even purchasing some things for his wife, like, yeah, there's the devil. Yeah, this is definitely negative energy, not great energy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of things with Donald Trump not coming up within trauma family. Mm-hmm. trauma being put up as a sacrifice. And that's another Wands card. And here's the devil, because he's attached to some things, and I'm looking at him as this, and he's controlling these people. So it's kind of like your time has come to be put on the chopping block. Queen of Swords, a woman that is very upset, but she's also connected to the powers that be for the black and white floors. But the Reaper is coming to collect, allegedly. Okay? And they're going to be successful this time. The Six of Wands is about success, even though he's fighting it off. How you've seen the 6 and the 7 came out together, made it 13. And 13 is a number of death. It's also a Masonic number. So I'm going to leave it there. I didn't want this to be that long at all, but there it is. We'll see. This is the energy around Donald Trump's birthday, as well as what's to come for the protests and everything. All right. So much love to you guys. Hit the like button. I will see you guys soon. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Peace, family. Hit the like button. Everything here is allegedly all for entertainment purposes only, non-factual.